lighting is everything. So was watching the time. And now my challenge is to keep it at least under 75 minutes. An hour just isn't, it's just never enough. However, I mean, I'm down to stay till midnight, but I have that, I got that energy all day long, but, and especially if it's like we were just talking about, it's like the pain in the butt of having to go to sleep, having to bathe yourself, like having to eat, all these annoyances. So like us having a life and we have to go to bed, so therefore the lesson has to stop at some point. Just like, let's just do this for 12 hours and like turn him into a drummer by tomorrow.
Sure, Flint.
Not in like 12 weeks from now,
Yeah,
but in 12 hours.
Maybe on the weekend.
I am thinking about like doing I don't really have enough students to justify it now, but like doing a camp.
Oh, yeah.
Here, like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And maybe in the future, wherever I'm living, ideally a spot that's got, big enough space, even like this living room, or like a 5-car garage out of the backyard, or even the 2 acres we're on, to have space enough to do like kumbaya, maybe even an overnight or two. That would be cool. Even like a week-long boot camp. Fly people out. Or, a specialty product, a whole week-long camp. And then people fly out. Not that I would be flying them out, but they can fly themselves out. Okay, despite the dishevelment, we are actually more organized than we were before. Oh, let me turn this on. I don't want to forget this. Power. Oh, but I have it turned down. What am I tripping on? Okay, is it even touching the thing? Yes, it is. I have a piezo disc, which is this brass disc thingy underneath with piezo crystals on it, which is a conductor for sound. Which, if you touch it, crystals go like this, and they smash into each other, and then their electrons create a little friction, and then it shoots shoots electrons down this wire, and then creates a response that we can hear. So that's called a contact mic. Like the microphone we're using now, or this microphone right here that I'm using now, like it's traveling through the air. But then if I just touch it, this becomes a contact mic. Right now it's just an air mic, but if I touch it, we could call it a contact mic. This is just a contact mic that we can glue onto this, which conducts sound. Clearly not right at this moment because I don't have it hooked up. All right. What is the deal? Did I unplug something? Oh, I did. Now, no rookie mistakes. Let's turn the sound down and now mess with the power cables. I did. Okay, preamp. See how everything's labeled? Yeah, everything's got to be labeled. So, bingo. Power cable came out. It's always something, right? Okay. Now we have power. Now I can turn this back on. So I need another surface. That'll be another amendment, another revamping of my setup. It's more surface area. So that thing is connected with this. That sound is coming from this. It's called a delay pedal. And so where we hear this sound, but then we're hearing a delayed echo of that, and then we're hearing a bunch of delayed echoes at this tempo. But then, ba, 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 or I could turn that down. Ba, ba, ba. See what it's doing? It's creating a tempo right off the bat. So instead of having to use this thing, which is a regular metronome, which is just going to give me tempo right off the bat, here's the difference between using this as a metronome and using that as a metronome. This here, play with me. Beep, bop, beep, bop, bop. Play. Okay, do it again. Bop, 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 bop. So if we get slightly off, which we did a few little moments there, we're not going to really know it if we already don't have a really strong sense of time, and we don't, which is why we're using this to begin with. So it's a teaching tool for learning steady tempo. But at the end of the day, if we get off from that, nothing bad is going to happen. Basically, we want a punishment, we want a consequence for being off, and to do it like this. It's creating a thing immediately, but you started it by playing it, so therefore, you have to just be in tempo. Like this thing is giving you a tempo, but you're creating it, so you basically get to play with what you just did. Check this out. Now, watch this. I'll slow down. And now you can, it's starting, now my following hit wasn't in time with the previous thing that's a delay. Yeah, of course. I know you get it, but it's also helpful for you to like hear it in a different form of language. I know that you get it. You could have explained it to me as soon as I turn it on. Try that. Oh. Slow down. Yeah, now it's starting to grind. Okay, find it again. Good. Now speed up. Now it just becomes a murder show. Did you see what you were doing? I have a hunch that your body knew what you were doing, but you don't know what your body was doing. Okay. Do it some more. Find it. Find the tempo. Ah, good. Good. Ah, you see what he did there? He sped up, but then realized it and came back. That's not typical 10-year-old. Typical 10-year-old will just continue rushing, and then then the kid dies because it just, the sky falls. But he adjusted immediately.
I'm in a hand drumming class. That's why I have a good sense of timing, and I have to play on tempo with other players.
Well, that definitely explains something. However, yeah, okay. All right, I can tell. And you did mention that last time. But even still, the speed in which you corrected it took you what, 2 seconds to wait, no, it's too fast. Oh, now settle back in. That was a sign of musical maturity beyond a typical 10-year-old in some drumming class. Good. All right. Now, stick with that same tempo. Ooh, I got off a little bit. Let's see if I can get it better. That was better. Because at the end there it was pop, 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 pop. The previous one was gra, 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 gra. It was phased out a little bit. Give me eighth notes. 1 and 2 and right, left, right, left. Okay. Double stops. Do this. Play it just once and then listen to it first. And then go. All right, watch this. All right. So, the drummers who are watching this, which who knows if they ever will, but we're assuming that a drummer will be watching this. The drummers and I heard immediately that he was thinking the tempo was faster than it really was, right? He wasn't that he was rushing, he was just ahead of it. He was pushing. On the beat, ahead of the beat, behind the beat. This is a matter of interpretation. Interpreting where the beat is. On the beat, or we're playing ahead of the beat. So, natural thing to do is to rush, especially if you're holding your breath. Okay, watch. See if this fixes the problem. So I'll be really curious. All right, 10 years old. Here we go. We'll use this. Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're going to count. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Count out loud with me. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now without playing, do this. Take a deep breath in, and I'll say 1 or 1, 2, 3. We might as well just sing with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see what I'm doing? I'm exhaling for 4 beats. I'm inhaling for 4 beats. And I make it clear and obvious to myself what's going on by counting. So, deep breath in. 1, and just don't play, I'll play, but just focus on breathing in, breathing out. So, we start with a big breath in, and then we'll start with exhaling, and the second half will be inhaling. Ready? Big breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now count with me. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now do exactly what I did. Just do that. Quarter notes, 1, 2, and what we're hearing. We'll just say that these are eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Did I even explain whole notes and half notes and quarter notes? Do you know that stuff yet? You know about whole.
I know that.
Okay, and you know the relationship between quarters and eighths.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, tell me.
Eighths are double fast.
Oh, okay, good. He wasn't just, talking big game out of nowhere. Good. Yeah, double. All right. What's double eighth notes? What's beyond that? What's double? 16th notes. Yep. And?
32 notes. 32nd notes.
There you go. That was cute. All right. What's next?
64th notes.
Bingo. And then?
128th notes.
And then?
252nd notes. Right? No. Yeah. No.
You know that's wrong. What is it?
150.
Okay, so what were the previous numbers? We were at 128, 128 plus 128. So 8 and 8 is what?
16.
So you know it's going to end in 6.
Okay, so that's 156th. Sixth notes.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. You're really close. Not 100, but
200.
256 notes. Yes, good. And then next is
512.
yeah. And the last one I'll kill you with double
1,200.
500 plus 500.
1,000.
12 plus 12.
24. So it's 1,024.
Bingo. Bingo. Good. Did you already know those numbers, or did you just work those out?
I worked some of them out.
Okay. All right.
Like everything past 128, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's fair. Musicians, by the way, we don't even use 64th notes. Drummers will do 64ths, but we would never call them that. That's just dumb. 32nd notes is where we cap it out. Musicians, no other musicians haven't even thought about 64th notes. Like, it's not even a concept that we have. I mean, we could instantly conceptualize it by just expanding out the math like we just did. But it ends at 32. So music math is really easy. Music math is very, very straightforward, which I just taught a bunch of grade schoolers today. What grade are you in? Fourth? Fifth grade? All right, good. So, back to the breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, exactly what I just did.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me give you this. Let me give you a smaller stick. Oh, actually, those are small. No, let me give you something floppier. All right, I'll just give you the. Oh! Do that. Do it again. In and out. Breaths. I can tell your brain is like few more things than you're usually used to working out simultaneously in your mind. Yeah, that's probably the way I would have sounded if I had ever been taught to do this when I was 10. See what you're getting here is an education like astronomical, like just to the moon level difference between here on the ground. Basically, you're getting a moonshot education here because none of this I was taught. You want to know what my education was? My band director, like the first, not the extent of my education, but like first day one of my education was this. This is Jorgensen. Not a drummer, just band director lady. She said, okay, hold it like this and hold it like that. Okay. And then she went off and directed the band. And that was about it. And although it wasn't what we were doing in 4th grade at St. Gabriel Elementary School, we just were in a band and we were just instantly doing music. So none of us were really taught how to play our instrument, but rather read that music. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, da 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 da, hot cross buns. Like, if I could read. We showed up. Those kids, we knew how to read music. That was a reading music class. That wasn't really like a playing an instrument class, right? So I'm teaching you how to play. Like that thing over there, that drum set, which is the coolest part of drumming, right? That, we'll get there. In fact, we might even pull off that crap tonight and play on it a little bit just to give you a little taste. But all of this applies to that. So no one ever taught me like how to play right at the beginning. Then when I got into high school, then we actually had a drum instructor guy who came for a week and then he left, and we weren't very good, relatively speaking. There are high school drummers out there that just hot knife straight through butter, cutting it up like a hot knife through butter. You get what that metaphor means? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's going to go through, if we pulled out butter from the refrigerator and it's cold, and we took a cold knife and a hot knife, which is going to win the race through the butter?
The hot knife.
Yeah, the hot knife, yeah. So great not having to have to explain every little thing along the way, that he just comes to the table already knowing stuff. Oh, it's so great. Good job, Mom and Dad.
It's good.
Well, yeah, but he could have been raised by a pack of wolves and
We tried that.
then not being knowing things. So you don't get to dodge that compliment.
There you go.
When you're 30, I want you to call up your mom and dad and say, thank you, and then just hang up. Everything that I just did sounds really cool applied to on a drum set. It's like, and no one, like, and the drummers who can't do something like that, they're just never gonna sound cool. They might, like, be able to keep a beat and, you know, keep the dancers moving, which at the end of the day is really all you're supposed to be doing. But, you know, the drummers that stand out amongst the other drummers are the ones who know about paradiddle, paradiddle. 91% of the drummers on the planet I've probably never even heard of a paradiddle. Well, if you're a drummer and you haven't heard paradiddle, and let's put it this way. If you don't know about a paradiddle, you ain't a drummer. And therefore, okay, over 50% of the people who play drums, people who bang on a drum, are not drummers. You have to come to the table knowing what a darn paradiddle is. Speaking of which, show me that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or once, once, twice, once, once, twice. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You've only got one hand. And then do it in tempo with this. Okay, good. Just want to make sure that's fresh in your mind. And the reason why the paradiddles are amazing, it's because in the drumming world, we basically deal in ones and twos. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Our currency is ones and twos. Like if we had coins, like a penny is 1, and then if we had a 2-pence coin, like a 1 coin and a 2 coin, like drummers deal in 1s and 2 coins. Ones, once, once. And then 2s. And a paradiddle is what?
1s and 2s?
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Yep. That's why it's the ultimate rudiment. It's because it combines 1s and 2s, but that's not why. That's not the only reason why it's the ultimate rudiment. It's also because it's a symmetrical rudiment. What is symmetry? Tell me that.
Oh, they're like copied on each side.
Yeah, the same on both sides. Bingo. Copied, yeah. Why is the paradiddle a symmetrical rudiment?
Because it's the same but slightly different. Like,
Start over. Why? If symmetry means the same on both sides, then a paradiddle is symmetrical because it is.
the same on both sides.
Bingo. Now, we already know from the way it looks, okay, this hand, the other hand, back to this hand, and then but do it twice. But then, okay, that's the end of the 4, and then we just got done with these 2s, and the next one, it starts with the left. And so it's a mirror image, we could say. Like, okay, play on this, hit this, and do paradiddles. Notice that I am mirroring you. Like I'm doing it exactly like when you're on this side, I'm on that side, but I'm starting left-hand lead. So it's the mirror image. Okay, so it's and so paradiddles are awesome because it combines ones and twos, and it's extra awesome because it's a symmetrical rudiment. A non-symmetrical rudiment or an asymmetrical rudiment would be something like this. Right, right, left, left. I'm just right, 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 right on every beat. I'm rolling myself back to just that one side, one hand, and then I could do that left hand lead. So that's asymmetrical. Now, triplets, symmetrical or asymmetrical?
Asymmetrical?
Is this symmetrical or asymmetrical? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's symmetrical?
Yep. And so anything that's an odd number, if we play any sort of rudiment that is in an odd number, 3, 5, 7s, it's probably switching leads. I do this hand, then I do it off this hand, then I do it off this hand, then I do it off the next. But anything that's even is usually going to be asymmetrical, back to the same hand each time, except for the almighty paradiddle. Oh yeah, it breaks all the rules. We like rule breakers. Drummers are just inherently, bad boys. Rule breakers. Paradiddles are rule breakers. Watch. So the ability to do all my rudiments on one surface cleanly is crucial to them being able to go over to a drum set, which this is a drum set. That's a drum set, this is a drum set, but this is a 2-note drum set that sounds pretty. Like, these are tonal. Like they all sound good together, so it's instead of a boom whack crash thing, which would be annoying to the parents sitting in the same room, which I wouldn't allow it to be loud at all. Everything's muted and play with soft sticks because I hate loud noises. I hate loud noises. So ironic. Who likes loud? Who would prefer loud noises over pretty noises, right? Everyone's just gonna go for the nicer thing. Okay, now I haven't forgotten. So the breathing, I taught you tempoed breathing. We'll just call this tempoed breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when you're playing as a pro up on stage at some gig later in life, you're not going to necessarily be doing tempo breathing, but you will have remembered to continue to breathe while playing because Sam, back in the day, he taught me about tempo breathing, which is essentially a call to action to breathe. Don't hold your breath. And now here's why. If I'm doing a beat, yeah, and here comes the part in the song where I do something fancy. 1, 2. At the end of the phrase, let's turn on the radio. Any song you hear on the radio, at the end of the phrase, at the end of the 16 beats, the drummer's going to do something a little bit different, a little bit fancy, which is usually more complicated than just the simple beat. and is essentially the drummer's opportunity to show off a little bit, to play something a little bit spicy, to play something a little bit more difficult. Now, here's what happens when a human being tries to do something difficult. Other parts of the body need to like stop doing things so that this other part of the body can focus in on something. And so what happens is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm breathing just fine. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to hold my breath. We hold our breath. Like, I think probably every drummer on the planet is guilty of holding the breath while doing the fancy thing. Now, here's the logic of why it's no good to hold your breath. Okay, well, okay, I could do it holding my breath there, but when I go from breathing to suddenly not breathing for a little bit, a moment, guess what my body does? Well, guess what my brain does? Guess what my brain tells my body to do?
Start breathing?
Yeah, well, okay, but here's the thing. If the song is going along and we're breathing just fine, at the end of the phrase, if we hold our breath, then we still have a phrase to finish. And so we're basically telling the body, hang on, body, I'm going to hold my breath while I do this fancy thing and I, wink at the cute girl in the front row. The body is like, oh yeah? Well, I don't think so. We need to breathe again. So guess what? I'm going to make you get that thing you're doing, and we're going to get out of the way faster so we can breathe again sooner, which causes you to rush. When we hold our breath, we rush. When we hold our breath, we rush. Now, there are some drummers that drag, but I don't know why they just are draggers, but they clearly ain't holding their breath. Maybe they're hyperventilating. Maybe they're getting too much breath. That would be silly. So I'm teaching you tempoed breathing as merely a concept to implant in your mind about like, oh yeah, breathing. Oh yeah, don't hold my breath during that fancy phrase, right? So what we saw when he was doing the eighth notes, he was just like rushing the heck out of it while trying to like do the fancy breathing thing. But now that you've wrapped your mind around it a little bit, now come back to tempoed breathing. Or rather, forget the tempoed breathing, but just breathe and do it loudly so that like you and we can like verify that, oh yeah, he is indeed breathing. He's not holding his breath. And so what I like to do is sing. And similar to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm singing the tone of this. This is how I like to do it. Like, I wasn't tempo breathing there, but I was breathing, and I was very conscious of it, and I was singing. So try this. Mary had a little lamb. Wait.
You did Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
How does Mary? Okay. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Sing that.
Mary had a little lamb, little.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter where you take your breaths. And to do it tempoed is a little bit weird because our exhales, by nature, are way longer than our inhales. Like, and probably not like when we're just chilling, but or rather that it's easier. Like it takes more effort to exhale than it does to inhale because our chest like wants to basically inflate on its by itself. So it takes effort to exhale. So like old people who have breathing problems, they can get a breath in, but they have a hard time getting it out because it takes all those muscles to like squeeze this big bag. It's like taking a balloon, like the balloon, like our chest like just holds the balloon, it stretches it open, so it's just gonna fill with air automatically because you stretched it open. But then to get rid of that, then you have to close it. The chest is already here, so we have to close that to get it out. So what I'm getting at, that's way over explained, is you don't have to do tempoed breathing, but you do have to breathe. So watch again. This is the way I like to jam, especially if I got a metronome going on. I just like to just make up something in my head, or even just like I'm just making something up in my head, and I'm like singing it over and over again. Once exhaled, one inhaled. And so this is again, you're going to thank me when you're later. Watch this tape in a year from now and be like, oh yeah, Sam said to breathe. And because then you're not going to be that goofball rushing the end of every phrase like I was, and most of us do, because we weren't told about the importance of breathing. So you're welcome. Okay, let's do some fun stuff. Okay. Now, I still haven't forgotten, we're getting to this. But breathe actively during that. Try to do 16th notes. But don't hold your breath. Now, let's see if this fixes the problem. Go for it. Listen to it first. Dial into it first by just hitting it like once. Exhale. Yeah, you're holding your breath right there. Now go for 16th notes. Good. Did get better. Now, I'll attribute that to like 10% of that being better because of the breathing, because that's a really advanced concept, which I might be getting ahead of myself, but I know that you understand, and you don't understand why, because the body's like, hey, breathe again, so we're going to rush through this thing. So I wanted you to know why. But it's going to get a lot better the more I teach you how to like actually drum. But I want to spend some time on tempo, counting, breathing, giving you the skeleton of what we're doing here. The scaffolding. You know what scaffolding is? Mm-hmm. Oh, tell me, what is it?
It's like stuff to hold yourself up.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm teaching you the stuff that are going to I'm holding yourself up. Teaching you the stuff that you're going to use to hold your own self up, yes. Including breathing. holding you up. Building, scaffolding, like the temporary structures around a building as they build it. The scaffolding to, it's the thing you use. The things you use while building your project, building your skills. Breathing, counting, tempo. This is the scaffolding of what we're doing. Now, to do this, watch what each hand is doing. The right hand is doing this, and the left hand is doing this. They're doing the same thing. It's just one happens in between the other. Try that. Let's turn this tempo down a little bit. Wrong way. Okay, do this. Right, right, right. Right, right, right. Right, left, right, left, right. It's not as fast as you think. Breathe, relax, try it again. It's not as fast as you think. Hit it once, get a feel for it.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Do. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, 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 right. So check this out. So infamous, you know what that is? Mm-hmm. Like famous for all the wrong reasons, famous for bad reasons. The second beat is our infamous beat. It's very famous because it causes us a lot of problems. Beat two of anything, if there's going to be a problem and a player's playing, it's probably if there is a problem with the players playing and their interpretation of time and tempo and keeping a good solid beat, it's probably a little bit of a flaw on beat two. This is what you did. See if you can diagnose what I'm doing. You can ignore the height of it, but yes, watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not. There's not enough time between beat 1 and 2. Like I was just rolling along with the second part of that bar, but then my transition into the next bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What musicians do a lot, one of the small idiosyncratic things that we do that causes problems is we're not being patient. Basically, it's a matter of confidence and a matter of patience and a matter of controlling the adrenaline rush. Because when you get on stage for the first time and like it matters to you and it's a big deal to you, your adrenaline is going to go up and it's going to cause all sorts of problems that you never in a million years would have thought. You're going to screw things up you never in a million years would have screwed up because of adrenaline. It is real. It is a problem. I have video proof of it. Not of me, but but yeah, of a band I was in, and one guy like blew it big time, like in front of 60,000 people. It was because of adrenaline. Adrenaline is a chemical in your body that causes you to like, it causes your heart rate to go up and causes you to be able to like run really fast or pick up a car off of your child or fight a bear. You know, it's the thing that your body experiences when you are hyped. Some little boy punches you in the nose and you want to punch him back. Your adrenaline's going to start going because you're getting ready for the fight. But the reason why the adrenaline comes up is because it's like a life or death situation. Oh my God, I got to fight a bear. Like, oh my God, I got to run away. Oh my God, I got to fight this guy. And being on stage in front of, say 60,000 people is going to cause that same fear response, that same like, oh my God, like it's almost like you're getting attacked by a bear. That's the way it feels because the adrenaline goes up. So if you have practice with fighting bears and the more experience you get fighting an audience, you're like, wow, like it's because it's almost the same response as fighting, then the more you'll get at the better you'll get at it. I'm still having like when I'm on stage even now, like I'm like 90% calm, but I can still feel that little remnant from the past, like surge, which can cause problems. Like you can just forget what you're doing all of a sudden because of adrenaline. Adrenaline is it's your worst enemy. So, but the way to fight adrenaline is to breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Try that. Try tempo breathing with it as well. Listen to it first. His brain is like melting out of his head. Okay, watch. This is how you're doing it. Diagnose the problem.
You're doing the singles faster.
Yeah, okay.
I'm doing.
Oh, here's another thing. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can go faster, we can just call that second half faster or at least more complicated. And then when I come back to this is the easy part. Well, we can do the easy part faster. Well, just because we can do it faster doesn't mean we should do it faster. So have patience during the easy stuff. Just kick it back, breathe even more during the easy stuff, which is ironic. Forget about tempoed breathing. In fact, forget about breathing and just play it right. Do it. That's better. Slightly better. Slightly worse. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's get into the hands. I haven't even. Lucky I haven't chopped your hands off by now. Okay, turn your hands over, and do this a little bit bigger, and just really allow the frequency of this to just take over as if you're dribbling a ball. Boom, 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 boom. It's really easy to dribble a ball in time to a metronome. Way easier because the thing is bigger. And it's just like it has its own mass, which is why I have you using bigger sticks. Because then it's more akin to dribbling. Do this. Just give me some big rights. Do it with this one. It's that damn coin. Oh, okay, back to this one. Use that one. I'll take all these. Keep going. Now say this. Like, all right. One, two, three, four. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Don't rush. Louder with a voice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just say that with me. Okay, pause that. And just say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful. The musicians in South India say things like takadimi and takida 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 takida, which are really easy things to say. Like I can go way faster than I can go it's just a lot to say. So all right, fine. I'll take a word from the wise. South Indian, okay. If musicians have their own Olympics, athletes have their own Olympics. We call that the Olympics. If musicians have their own Olympics, the country who would be winning the gold medals, like hands down every single year, is India. They'd be up on the center podium getting the gold medal every single year. No contenders. Europe would probably get second place, and Japan would probably get third place, and America would probably get fourth. China would probably get fourth, and America would probably get fifth. So we might as well, what are the gold medalists doing? They're doing this. Takadimi, takadimi, or let's do this. Let's, instead of takadimi, those are 4 separate syllables, we'll just say taka, 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 taka. So let's do this. Ta, 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 taka, 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 ta, 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 taka, 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 taka. Just say that first. Taka, 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 say that.
Taka, 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 taka.
All right, ready, set, go. Oh, I'm going to switch you. Ta, 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 taka, 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 ta, 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 taka, come over a little bit this way. The stick bag is in the way. Push against that thing. There we go. Get yourself centered on those cats. Okay, now turn, and so I amended it.
Oh no,
I put a drill to it. Okay, put on. Where are those thingamajigs? Those cuffs. Did I put them? Oh yeah. Thank you. Okay, it's way shorter now. It's built for a 10-year-old. Okay, it's easier if I just do it. Feel like you're at the doctor's office.
Yeah.
About to get your blood pressure reading. Do 10-year-olds even get their blood pressure read? I just had the other one. Is it stuck to me? The other one was stuck to my sweater. Ah, bingo. Okay. No more bad posture. Olympics. We're gonna win the gold medal at the Olympics in 10 years. Okay. Show me a good position, and just hold these sticks and hover them right here. Okay, show me a good position. Yeah, bingo. Now, you don't even get the opportunity to develop a bad habit now. Taka, 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 ta, 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 taka, taka. Oh, instantly better. Don't rush. Don't make me kill you. Ah, good. He responds to threats of death. It's not as fast as you think. Patience. Say the numbers. Or ta 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 taka 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 ta 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 taka. There you go. Don't let your hands go too far apart. In fact, all right, actually, let me embrace that a little bit. Just push it out to where he wants to be, which it would be better if he was further out. Oh, that was better. Ah, keep going. Yeah, that one goes in the middle. Goes right in the middle of the right hand. Right, left, right, 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 right. You rush the heck out of that one. That's the easy part. Don't rush the easy part. Patience, patience, patience. Patience throughout the whole thing. Okay. Ba, ba, ba. Other way. Why does that sound like garbage? Hear that sound? I'm like touching the microphone just like I can touch this microphone. Like you can see the green line on the thing. Sorry to listeners. Like doom, doom, doom. Like I'm touching it. Like I'm touching this. Let me turn that down a little bit. All right. So now you don't get to get away with anything. Now you get a real punishment for not having the 16th notes even. Now, to be fair, the stronger you get and the better you get at just doing this really, really well, the better in time that will be. Right now, you're just not strong and confident with one hand, which is why we do double stops, because it's the ultimate rudiment. Do a few double stops. Good. I like how you have your thumbs on the sticks. This is good. So what your right hand is doing really well, your right hand is dribbling. Your left hand is like, oh God, oh God. Your left hand isn't as fluidly dribbling as the right. Think about really letting the left hand fly. Just do a few lefts. Listen to the just hit it once. Yeah, that's where it is. Yeah, that's giving you the 16th note. Ba, 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 ba. You can hear it. So whatever that's doing, that's what the other hand is going to do in between. All right, now dribble that thing. Pinch a little bit harder here. I haven't pulled out the training sticks yet. I'm going to see how well you can do with just verbal. Maybe I should make a little sticky in there. I put Velcro on the inside of it too. So there's like a little bit of resistance. Okay. Listen to it first. Relax. Just face forward. Put both hands here, and just do the left. Torture?
Oh no.
Okay, I see the time. We're 5 minutes over my 75. All right, last thing. Watch this. Easy. Finger prevention, right? This one doesn't quite prevent, whereas this like truly prevents. Like I can't go past that where I can like push into this and push it off to the side. So here comes the next iteration. And now instead of this flag popping up, which even though it keeps getting bent, even if it's like over here, it's really not, It's just kind of lame. So here we go. Now, you got to hold that thing in there. All right, ditch that for now. You just leave those things on there. Take the right hand. So glad you're right-handed. I have a left-handed student. I hate her for that. She's not forgiven. I'm pissed. All right. Hit that thing. Oh yeah, and notice that if you hit anywhere but here, and notice this too. This you'll appreciate this. I have 2 black markings and there's a black marking on it. If I rotate it, that becomes French grip, and then if I turn it back here, it becomes German grip. So if we was turn it there, then your thumb would be on top plane, but German grip off to the side plane. Yeah, and then you get a punishment if you go anything off. That looks so crazily better. Wow, training stick, it works. Boy, oh boy, I didn't have a training stick when I was 10. All right. Hey, if I make millions off of it, I'm not complaining. And just use the other hand. See if you could, okay, I want to watch the user, like, put that in there. Okay. You let go of the other one. And then, like, really get it in there. Like, you can put it behind your thumb a little bit. Oh, he thought to do it with that hand. Okay. With this in place, see if you can grab onto this. Yeah, there you go. It is a little bit tricky. Not quite user-friendly yet. Okay, now... thumbs in the thumb spots. So, yeah, here's the thing. So thumb in that thumb spot, thumb in that thumb spot. Okay, now give me some beats. Now give me some double stops. Choom, choom, choom. And now without this finger, like put your fingers behind there. Yes. And then this, all right, I need to have more. I could put a second wire here to prevent the finger from being able to pop out. Yes, the difference between this and this, having the finger wrap around. Mm-hmm. Okay, just to get this over with, an easy grab onto that thing. Give me some double stops. Both. Punishment. Softer. 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 Get down to like nothing. But you don't get to slow down just because you went softer. Find it again. You're going to do soft, fast notes. So it's another bit of an irony. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're drumming, baby. You're drumming. Good. You do have a very good sense of time, actually. Your hands right now are like, oh, God. They're just, awkward and weird right now. But your brain gets it. And your hands are just the slaves of the brain. The hands are nothing without the brain. So your brain gets these concepts. Your brain understands the whys and the ba-ba-ba-ba-ba's over here. Your brain gets it, which is arguably well, it's not really up for debate. I mean, your hands ain't going to do anything fancy if your brain doesn't understand that fanciness. So good. You understand fanciness. More fanciness than typical kiddo. How many beats am I doing in between each one? So in between each of those, boom, boom, how many am I doing? I'll do one set. What is that? How many beats am I doing?
5.
How many is that?
5.
Watch it again.
Oh, 4. My brain doesn't.
Which is not 4 but 3 plus 1. Because I'm not doing like just the 3. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Take it, tuck 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 it, ta. 3s, except in, in Indian speak. Tuck it, tuck it, tuck it, tuck it, ta. I was making some cool videos on how the South Indians do it because they're the gold medal athletic musicians. And what's really cool is their dancers and drummers it's like one and the same. All little kids growing up, all little kids like brought up in the musical arts are taught to dance and drum simultaneously. So all the dancers can drum, all the drummers can dance. Like it's a symbiosis. And usually where there are drummers, there are also dancers. Whereas here in the U.S., we might have some like greasy-haired conga player in some yoga studio, in some yoga, Pilates, whatever. Not like a full-on dance troupe with like full-on musicians. So it's a very, very, very strong symbiosis, and all the tricky little things that the dancers' feet are doing are analogous to what the drummer's hands are doing. Now, of course, we can never do things as complex with the feet, but and each piece of music, they have to say it first, like. Like, I didn't quite play what I just sang there, but they have to be able to say it, because in the music world, if you can say it, if you can sing it, you can play it. Like, if you can't go taka 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 taka, there's no way your hands are going to be able to do that. If you can't, like, now it is, at the end of the day, I can do things way faster with my hands than I can do with my goofy tongue, but in the beginnings world, especially in the world we're in right now, if you can sing it, you can play it. All right, let me write down some stuff for you to digest this week. Ugh. And there's one. Okay, on the car ride home, you and mom together are going to turn on the radio and do tempoed breathing. Tempoed. Oh, yeah. And might you have a buddy that also thinks drumming is the coolest instrument on the whole planet, which it obviously is. It's not even up for debate. Drumming is obviously the coolest instrument. No, it's guitar. Now, it doesn't even hold a candle. That would, okay, all of my students have students. You're going to get a student, and you're going to teach this kiddo how to drum. Who's it going to be? Which friend of yours would have fun learning some cool drumming stuff from you?
I don't know.
Think about it. I'm going to write down teach student. You can even just, at recess, just find the buddy that you hang out with, hey, look at this. You can even teach him, the drummer's clap. Just teach him that. Just, it doesn't have to be super formal. He doesn't have to, come over at 6 with his mom, and, it doesn't have to be an official thing, but just, find some kiddo at school. Who are some of your friends? Name me 3 friends.
Lucas, Arez, Liam. I don't know if all of them.
Say, yo, Liam, you want to learn the drummer's clap? And he's going to say whatever he's going to say, but you're going to say, I don't care, and you're going to teach him anyway. Teach a student, tempoed breathing. You can even teach your dad about tempoed breathing. Because the point is once a person has taught something successfully to another human being, then you could say that person who taught it really understands. Because I am a teacher, I have gotten so much better at playing music and thinking how music works, and therefore being able to play it better because I have taught it. Because in order to teach something, you have to put it into language. And so for you to teach if you wanted a kid to do that, you'd have to formulate language for it. And you'd have to be able to do it, right? To be able to demonstrate. So by teaching it, it forces you to get good. The real learning is in teaching. Yeah, when I taught at a high school up in Sacramento, rich, it's because we're rich, parents were rich, which meant that if the money is there, then the band program is super, super healthy because it's all funded by the parents, not the school, because school districts don't care about the arts. So band boosters, the parents, they have money to fund it, and boy, oh boy, did we get some cool stuff done. And I was their teacher for 3 years. I taught them percussion, 4-mallet stuff, and xylophone stuff, and I got so much better. And I wrote all their music too, so that just, and these kids could play it. These kids could play the craziest stuff that I could even think to write. So it really, I became a way better musician because I taught it. So teach a student, teach anyone. And think about, and then go home and, did I tell you about Gap Click? Do you have an iPhone? What kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
Pull up the App Store and find Gap Click. Gap Click. and dribbling, basketball. You guys have basketball at home?
Yeah.
Good. Gap click is a metronome, and she's gonna pull it up.
It's not gonna let me pull it up because I'm not on network.
Okay. Well,
I'll leave myself a
I have well, he's got a note right here. Gap click plus dribbling. So you're gonna get the metronome going. And I'll even send you a video on like how it works because it's somewhat complex. Dribble, go outside with a metronome. You can even put like the metronome next to your ear if you can't hear it, and just like bong, 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 bong. Dribble to the metronome, which in this